What's good, YouTube? Back with another video. It's your boy Jaren. Welcome to my channel. Today we got another reaction for y'all. We got Mel Kiper Jr. releases his first NFL mock draft. I know y'all been seeing a lot of mock drafts, but he hasn't dropped one till right now. And he's often regarded as the draft guru. So we're gonna see what he's talking about. But I know for a fact, Joe Burrow, Chase Young, and Jeffrey Okudah. Now, I want to see where he decides to put Tua, since Tua has decided to declare for the draft. But yeah, we'll see what he's talking about in the video. So, without any half stepping, let's see what this video talking about, man. Let's see what this video. Ooh.
But the first mock
we
draft
getting it popping already.
Mel is out, and ladies and
Piggity
gentlemen,
popping.
without further ado, the man whose cranium is so incredibly big and strong.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna suck
he just
him off
doesn't
in front
even
of camera,
need a computer because it's all in between the ears. Mel Kiper Jr. is with us this morning.
Wingo's hilarious.
Mel, how are we?
It's that time of year, pal. I love hearing that. Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while, Trey.
Let's go, brother. Let's go. We're excited about it, and your first mock really makes me excited because first and foremost, we all know, Mel, drafts tend to be a lot about quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You have 4 going in the first round.
And all of them, most of them be terrible too.
Which was
all
the
about quarterbacks, but most of them terrible.
Behind the vaunted class of 1983 when we had 6 go in the first round. Do you feel good that it's going to be 4? Feel very strongly about it?
Well, I think the
that sounds right.
In the 4th. You have Jacob Eason, Washington, didn't put him in. Jordan Love, the 4th, I did. To New Orleans in the late first. Now, that's
what happened to Fromm?
Trey. The 3 are
what happened to Jake
guaranteed.
Fromm?
Herbert, Tua, and certainly Joe Burrow. Getting that 4th in there is, I think, a possibility. And I think it's
did he come out
good
last
right
year?
now that there will be 4. I don't necessarily see 5. Thought maybe 5 early on. Now I'm thinking.
Or am I thinking back? Is he in the league already, Jake Fromm?
I'm kind of vying for that 4th spot right now.
Understanding that Tua is going to be more about medical. Justin Herbert, Mel.
Yeah,
he
he's
seems
definitely
to be
going.
the one that there's a lot of trepidation about. He looks the part at times, and then other times doesn't play well against the bigger squads. Has those turnovers a bit. What's the thought process about this being a pick? Is it a shaky pick at all?
I think it's a good one for the Chargers, Mike, because of having opportunity to maybe sit a little bit. I think if you look at Justin Herbert, Phillip Rivers had to sit behind Drew Brees. Now you have Rivers
for like a year though.
The Chargers,
Rivers gone, man. They're not re-signing Rivers.
Justin Herbert, you said he's kind of an enigma. He's got all.
Rivers going to end up at the Patriots.
Athletically, super intelligent. Had a really good career at Oregon. He didn't have that wow game though, where he looked like the defined #1 pick in the draft, which is what
Brady need to go ahead and retire though
who has
too.
That much talent. He's a great kid, high character, incredibly intelligent.
Because somebody's going to New England this year.
Say, well, something might be missing because I don't see what I expect.
And I don't think they're going to do it through free agency.
Performance and says, man, this guy's got to be the #1 guy in any draft. So with Justin Herbert, certainly on talent, he's going to go in the top 10. Some think he'll drop a little bit further. I think when we get to late April, talent wins out, and somebody's going to roll the dice. We've seen quarterbacks that can't even touch Herbert in terms of ability going in the 10 to 15 area. I would think Justin Herbert goes in the top 10.
Where's
Mel
Hurts
Kiper
going?
Jr., our ESPN NFL draft analyst, with us on the show, Penzo Performance Line. You mentioned Justin Herbert, who's one of the guys that we've seen down in Mobile. Who's getting some of the buzz during Senior Bowl practice week going on right now?
Yeah, I think Javon Kinlaw early on. I think the defensive tackle from South Carolina was a guy that I have now at Jacksonville, and he was a guy you could have thought maybe mid-first. There's a range on him between maybe 8 and 12, 8 and 15. But I think when you look at Derek Brown, not doing anything in Mobile, was there though. He's projected a little higher at him at Carolina at 7, with Kinlaw in there at Jacksonville. Some may say that's a little high. I think at the end of the day, a defensive tackle who's athletic and can get in and wreak havoc in the backfield is going to end up going. And of course, Jordan Love, we'll see what happens. Obviously, game is important. Not about practice, but Jordan Love, we know he can spin it. Jordan Love lost 4 starters on the offensive line this year. His top 5 receiving entities, which included a tight end and a running back with the Chiefs and Thompson. You can't take that kind of talent away from a quarterback at Utah State. Have to go to LSU and have to play against teams that obviously, when he had his manpower around him, his stats were better. So I think that's the factor that I think you have to look at with Jordan Love. And don't worry about the numbers from 2 years ago to this year, but look at the talent around him. It was way down this year at Utah State.
Mel Kiper Jr. with us. Obviously, right now we have all those quarterbacks going in the first round. That could totally
most of the time he's right, but sometimes
free agency and that
sometimes
the draft.
he be
One thing I don't
wrong
think
big.
is going to change
He be big
at all,
wrong,
Mel,
like Lamar
is the number
Jackson.
of
He was
wide
very wrong
receivers that
about
will
Lamar
go in the first
Jackson.
round. Right now you have 6. People are already talking historically about this may be one of the deepest wide receiver drafts we've ever seen.
Yeah, Devontae Smith from Alabama would have been in that group, and then add another name to that list. He's going back to Alabama. But I think the debate's going to be Jerry Jeudy, Alabama, CeeDee Lamb, Oklahoma, to see who will be the first receiver taken. I have Lamb going to Oakland, Jeudy going to Indianapolis. But I think when you look at the speed factor, Henry Ruggs III may end up being the fastest player in this draft. So I think overall,
he's out of there.
Hamler, maybe a little Hollywood Brown comparison there. I have him going in the late first. I think the Green Bay Packers obviously need more weapons than Devontae Adams. Hamler from Penn State, I think, would be a guy who would help that
Ruggs is
offense,
nice.
help Aaron Rodgers add to that arsenal a bit, which is what they need.
And then we look at the, as I call it, the unsexy position, and then completely get overridden by these guys.
Don't you dare.
Talking about the offensive line, and Andrew Thomas has pretty much been at the top of the list a lot. Jedrick Wills, the kid from Alabama. I already talked about.
I hope he didn't play in the
left
Senior
tackle,
Bowl
but he's
because them
going back.
tackles.
But this kid, Mekhi Becton, underclassman out of Louisville. You watch his tape, about 500 pounds or whatever. He is just destroying people. I think you have him going to Cleveland. As I said earlier, there's going to be a lot of Cleveland fans going, wait a minute, who is this and how is he going to help us? Talk about this guy.
Huge and light on his feet. And I think you look at a guy that's that size and you say, boy, can he pass protect as a left tackle? He can. And he's a kid. You talk about a guy who really impresses when you watch him at that weight, at that size. I think Cleveland would be a team, obviously, maybe even a little higher. I think the offensive tackle spot with Tristan Wirfs at Iowa. Wirfs played right tackle, played a little left tackle when Jackson was hurt, and that showed his versatility. Josh Jones out of Houston's down in Mobile doing well. Mike talked about guys down there. Josh Jones from Houston. I have the Minnesota. Obviously,
I was wondering why this
for Kirk Cousins was an issue in times, particularly you look at that playoff game. So I think Jones and those other offensive
I was wondering why
backs,
this was so long. They just talking about a whole bunch of nothing. Drop the list, man.
The fact that he's a left tackle,
drop the list.
Adds to his value, and for the Cleveland Browns, he would be a nice fit.
Mel, it's so early in this process. We know we're going to go through the combine. We're going to get to know these guys a lot better. But as you've looked and started diving into your study and done so much already, who's the one guy that's got you most excited that people are going to get to know over the coming months?
How about a Golden Domer, just for you guys? I like Cole Kmet. I think Cole Kmet's a guy who people was like, okay, would have loved to see him back at Notre Dame this year, but he's coming out. He's big, athletic. And he had some dynamic performances in games this year after coming back from that collarbone injury. So I think Cole Kmet, I'm going to Jacksonville, be a good weapon there. New England.
I barely hear about collarbone injuries anymore in
for the Patriots, he would
football.
Make sense. I think when people start looking at Cole Kmet closely and then he works out, you will see a guy who's got a heck of an NFL.
So you're not going to show the mock draft?
Thanks for watching ESPN.
So I got to go somewhere else to look at the mock draft.
Sports highlights and analysis. Be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe.
So
to
I really
ESPN
just
Player.
watched this for no reason. Wow, that's crazy. I thought, man, see. This, oh my goodness. I watched this for no reason. Wow, bro. Wow, they got my. But yeah, man. Wow. That's it for the video. If you want to see me react to something else, comment that down in the comment section below. Comment on my various social media, Jaron Terrell _ on Instagram and Twitter. Jaron Terrell Comedy on Facebook. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Until next time, man. I'll let y'all. Peace.